Ryuuto is your typical risless loser who spends his time playing games. A bet with his fellow loser friends makes him confess his feelings to his crush, but surprisingly she agrees to go out with him. Life takes a turn for Ryuuto when he discovers Runa has a twin sister and he has the chance to clap both of them. However, before any of this, Ryuuto begins his second year in high school and is thankful that he got into the same class as Runa. He overhears his classmates talking about how they might have a chance with Runa as she changes boyfriends every 2-3 months. Ryuuto thinks that he can never get close to her as he only has 2 friends. Suddenly, Runa comes up to him and asks him for a pencil, causing Ryuuto's heart to race. She hands his pencil back to him while he wishes this moment never ends. Time goes by and Ryuuto and his 2 loser friends talk about their favorite streamer, Ken. They bet that whoever gets the highest marks in exams will do whatever the lowest scorer says. Ryuuto ends up getting the highest marks and his friend Ajichi gets the lowest marks while Ren is in the middle. Ajichi, being frustrated, orders Ryuuto to confess his feelings to the girl he likes. Ajichi says that Ryuuto will get rejected anyways and will hit rock bottom just like them. Ryuuto says that he doesn't like anyone, but Runa suddenly pops up in his mind. Ryuuto waits for Runa to arrive after putting a letter in her locker. She actually arrives contrary to his expectations and laughs at him for being so formal. She asks him what he wants to talk about and he starts stuttering. He gathers his courage and finally confesses his feelings. The experienced Runa is unbothered by his sudden confession and asks him what he likes about her. He tells her that she is cute and wants to die from embarrassment. She responds that they should start dating and he gets shocked. His brain shuts down as he never expected that he could bag this baddie. On the other hand, Ajichi and Ren can't handle the shock either and faint in the bushes. They walk home together and Ryuuto tries to calm himself down. He asks her why she agreed to go out with him even though she didn't know that he even existed. She says that she will get to know him so she can start liking him and adds that she likes him a little because he confessed his feelings. Ryuuto is baffled by the weird logic and she explains that she has her limits too. She says that she doesn't go out with guys that grow their nails or don't wipe the sweat above their lips. Ryuuto is surprised after hearing her low standards. She tells him that she hasn't been able to date anyone long enough to fall for them cause the guy dumps her after getting bored. He walks her home and she invites him inside. After spending a little time, Runa misunderstands Ryuuto's awkwardness and thinks that he wants to sleep with her. She starts undressing and he realizes where things are going, but the loser stops her. She explains that every boyfriend wants to do it when they are alone with their girlfriend. He tells her that he wants to wait for the right time and asks if she wants to do it that much. She replies that it's a girlfriend's duty to give her boyfriend what he wants, otherwise he will run away to another girl. Ryuuto realizes that all her ex-boyfriends were only after her body and doesn't want to be like them even though he wants to do it with her. She sees him off and tells him that she has never had a boyfriend like him. The shy loser reassures her that he doesn't have another girl, so she doesn't need to worry about him going to another girl. The next day, Ryuuto tells his friends about what happened and they assume that Ryuuto has finally entered the world of adults. Ryuuto explains that he didn't do it even though Runa was down for it. They tell him that he is a loser and they make him face reality by explaining that he was probably a one-night stand for someone like Runa. He goes back to the class and Runa comes up to him to talk about what she dreamt of last night. Ryuuto gets scared when Runa's friend, Nicole, glares at him and he avoids Runa. He asks her if she told anyone that they are dating and she says that she has already told Nicole about it. He suggests that they should not tell anyone that they are dating. She asks how they will talk and Ryuuto says that they can talk outside school. He gets shocked at his own words and she asks if he's talking about a date. He gets flustered and tries to correct himself, but she happily agrees with his idea. Later, Ryuuto tries to figure out what someone does on a date, and he gets a video call from Runa at that point. She asks what they'll do on the date and he says that he wants to do something she likes. She gets happy after hearing this and says goodbye. All his expectations turn to dust when she takes him shopping. She tells him that he looks bored and didn't seem happy. He says that seeing Runa happy makes him happy too, and this makes her blush. Ryuuto's insecurities start to pop up and he wonders if Runa really likes him. She doesn't respond to him for a few hours and he thinks that she is probably with another guy. The next day after coming back from school, Runa texts him to come to the park and on the way he assumes that she will break up with him. He regrets not taking the chance she gave him and tells her that he is thankful for the short time they had. She interrupts him and shows him her new limited edition phone case, which is only one buy per person. She takes out another one and gives it to him so they have matching phone cases. She explains that she took Nicole to get one for him and their batteries ran out while waiting in line for the case. Ryuuto assumes the role of a cute girl and thanks her with tears in his eyes. On the way back, she tells him that it was their 1-week anniversary gift, and Ryuuto tells her that he once confessed to a girl in middle school and got rejected. That's why he isn't confident with girls. She tells him about how her parents started dating in middle school and got married later on. She says that she wanted to be like them, but it never worked out for her, and reveals that her parents got divorced. She says that she was trying to be like them, that's why she has so much experience, and Ryuuto consoles her that she should just enjoy the present without trying to rush things. Later, Runa tells Nicole about how she feels good with Ryuuto, but Nicole says that she still doesn't trust him. The next day, the teacher introduces a new student to the class, and it's Ryuuto's middle school crush, Kurose Maria, that rejected him. During class, Ryuuto and Kurose make small talk while he tries to deflect her from his mind. He then meets Nicole, who tells him that Runa's birthday is coming up so he should prepare for it. Both of them discuss how to plan it and Ryuuto asks her what Runa likes. Just then, someone clicks a picture of them sitting together. Later that day, when Ryuuto reaches the station, he runs into Runa, who shows him the picture taken earlier and starts asking questions. Runa seems upset and Ryuuto quickly tells her that he had asked Nicole about her birthday. Runa sighs in relief and promises to spend the entire day of Sunday with him to celebrate her birthday. She runs off and Ryuuto stands there thinking whether she was jealous just then. He decides to make her birthday a perfect one in return for the phone case and spends the entire week working on it. He takes her to a fun place and makes her smile. Upon Nicole's suggestion, he takes her to a boba shop which Runa loves. Runa attempts to pay, but Ryuuto doesn't let her and then tells her that he spent the entire week trying out different kinds of boba places for her. He pulls out a map marking the shop they are currently in, showing her different kinds of boba places to check out, so they go to each shop and the day is well spent. Next day at school, Ryuuto hears rumors about Runa that she changes boyfriends like clothes and expects them to pay. He feels that someone purposely spread the rumors before reaching class. He has to share his book with Kurose, who then confesses to him after realizing that she likes him. He finally tells her that he has a girlfriend and Kurose is shocked and pressures him to tell her who she is, but he refuses to tell her anything. During lunch break, Ryuuto and his friends are playing around when Nicole walks in, making his friends run away. Ryuuto thanks Nicole for helping her out before, but she asks him if he knows about the rumors regarding Runa, and he nods at her. Later, he watches Runa go in a classroom with another boy and follows them, only to hear that the guy is asking her out. Runa refuses his confession and tells him that she is dating someone. He asks who, but she tells him that it is a private matter, so she cannot tell him. The boy tries to annoy her and says she must be embarrassed to have a loser boyfriend as she is keeping it a secret. Ryuuto listens to all of this but is surprised when Runa says that she is in fact really happy with him and would announce it to the world, but her boyfriend is shy. After that in class, Ryuuto wonders if Runa actually likes him. Kurose interrupts his daydreaming and returns his book to him. She tells him the rumors regarding Runa and says that one of her ex-boyfriends is her friend, and he told her that Runa is greedy and expects them to pay for her. Ryuuto denies what she said and asks if she spread these fake rumors around because her ex-boyfriend is lying. He says that she is the perfect girlfriend and ends up shouting in front of the whole class that he is Runa's boyfriend. Everyone's eyes widen as they hear this and they are shocked to the core after hearing this revelation. Everyone realizes that Runa is actually a sweet girl and all the rumors are false. On the other hand, Kurose speeds off from the class and Ryuuto runs after her before asking her if she was the one who spread those rumors. She nods and tells him that she is jealous of her since everyone loves her. It is then revealed that Runa and Kurose are twins and Kurose has an inferiority complex. This shocks Ryuuto and she explains that their parents divorced, so she took her mother's name. She always had to move and change herself while Runa was allowed to stay with her father. She has always been not able to express her feelings unlike her outgoing sister, so she forgets they are related by blood and goes ham on the rumors. Ryuuto then says that he understands because he has issues with sharing his feelings too. But when he looks at Runa, he is surprised because she is naturally outgoing and a kind person. He tells her that she shouldn't try to be like Runa since that would only pain her, and instead, she should wait for someone who would actually love her for who she is. Kurose is left speechless but suddenly slips from the stairs and Ryuuto catches her. She turns away and tells him to leave. He leaves and meets Runa and Nicole in front of the class, who praise him for his brave act. While walking home, he tells her that he could not bear the thought of someone spreading rumors about, making her teary-eyed. She then asks if he knows about Kurose being her twin sisters, to which he nods. She wonders who could have spread such rumors about her, and Ryuuto decides to keep his mouth shut. Later, they both sit down to eat and she asks him if they could do something he likes. He tells her about his favorite streamer Ken and nerds out about him. Both of them watch his videos together and Ryuuto's mind wanders as he thinks about kissing her. Contrary to his expectations, the next day everyone is friendly to him and he realizes that people do not care that much about his declaration earlier. During lunch break, he and his friends have a serious discussion about how he should get closer to Runa, and Ryuuto thinks that he should start by holding hands first. He asks her out on a date to the amusement park after setting this new goal. They later meet and Ryuuto can only think about holding her hand. She shows him the food she made for him, which he enjoys, and then they go to the boats. Ryuuto misses his chances to hold her hand as she enters and later exits the boat without his help. Ryuuto goes into deep thought on how to hold her hand and Runa misunderstands that he wants to break up. She tells him that she doesn't want to break up, but Ryuuto makes up an excuse that he was just thinking about another boat ride. They go again and this time, he helps her by holding her hand. After a few minutes of rowing, Ryuuto lets the truth known and says that he wanted to hold hands with her. She then leans in and kisses him, leaving both of them flustered and embarrassed. After some time, they walk back together and she says that he should just call her Runa instead of her last name, but he fails. She says that she will wait him and says that she wants to fall in love with him. Meanwhile, Kurose is not able to let go of her feelings for Ryuuto and decides that she'll just become Runa to solve this problem. As both Runa and Ryuuto walk home together, she tells him that their 1-month anniversary is coming up. She suggests that they go to the beach together and Ryuuto says yes, all excited. They sit down in a restaurant and explains to her how to solve her English translation questions. The next day, Kurose watches from afar as Runa and Ryuuto discuss their test results. The real main characters of the show, Ejichi and Ren, are also happy with their test results. Later that day, Kurose takes the chance to talk to Ryuuto and asks him to tutor her for her English as it is that good, but he politely declines and says that he already promised Runa. She tries to reason that she doesn't know anyone else to help her and she could also ask him about her math problems, so he suggests that she talk to Ejichi. She somehow manages to exchange number with him. Later on, he waits for Runa at the station to go to the beach, but Kurose keeps texting him asking him if he is free on a certain day to tutor her. He refuses and just then, Runa arrives and both of them set off to their beach date. He sees her in a swimsuit for the first time and he starts to malfunctions, but she jokes that he should enjoy it and they spend the day under the sun. They spend the day swimming and playing ball and suddenly the night is here. Fortunately for them, a typhoon forces them to spend the night at a hotel. Ryuuto's brain is in overdrive and he can't stop thinking what will happen as they share the room. After eating, both of them lay down side by side to sleep. Ryuuto can't sleep, so Runa suggests they do it. He almost says yes, but he realizes that she suggests this probably because she does not want him to wait. He tells her that he would not do it unless she's into it, and Runa smiles and tells him that she wants to spend more days with him. She asks for a hug and both of them hug as she asks him to promise that they would celebrate their 2-month anniversary. The next day, he drops her at her house before walking home but meets Nicole on the way, who invites him to eat at the restaurant she works at. He sits down and she asks him how their relationship is going, so he explains that how much he likes her. Nicole reveals that most of her ex-boyfriends leave her after the 2-month mark because she is clingy, and says that Runa must be worried about that. Good guy Ryuuto promises that he won't put her in such a position. Meanwhile, Kurose stares at her ignored text and plans something devious. On his way home, Ryuuto receives a call from Kurose's phone and is surprised that it is actually Runa talking, who is currently at their mother's house and wants to meet him at the storage area in school. He hurriedly enters the school at dawn and goes to the storage room. He meets Runa, who insists that she wants to do it, and Ryuuto is shocked that her feelings changed in a single day. On the other hand, Runa is actually at home talking to Nicole about how she likes Ryuuto, and he is her last man. The fake Runa hugs Ryuuto and he recalls how she felt different the last time they hugged. He backs up and realizes that it is actually Kurose. He asks her why she is doing this and she answers that she wants to do it. She requests him to choose her this time and says that she won't tell Runa about it. Ryuuto says that he doesn't want to betray Runa and that it wouldn't be fair to Kurose either. They hear someone approaching, so they run away through the window. They sit down on a bench and he asks her if she is doing this to take revenge on Runa. She explains that she likes him and wanted him to choose her. She finally got the taste of her own medicine and realized how it feels to be rejected. She starts crying and requests him to stay with her till she stops crying. The next day, Ryuuto notices people giving him the side eye and his friends ask him if he is cheating on Runa with Kurose. They show Ryuuto a picture of him sitting with Kurose and he asks Kurose about it. She explains that she wasn't the one behind it this time. He is about to leave when Kurose asks him if they would have still been together had she said yes to his confession in middle school. Runa overhears this and Ryuuto doesn't get a chance to explain himself. She starts crying and runs off, leaving behind her broken phone. Nicole picks up her phone and gives Ryuuto a well-deserved slap before storming off. Summer break starts and Ryuuto doesn't get a chance to explain himself because Runa doesn't reply to any of his messages. Fujichi and Ren visit the beach where they see Runa with a guy at a bar named Luna Marine. They send a picture to Ryuuto and he rushes to the beach while thinking about how he hurt Runa. He arrives at the scene and the guy from the picture asks Ryuuto about what drink he wants. Runa and Nicole notice him. The guy introduces himself as Runa's uncle, Mao. Nicole heads off to work and Mao gives them some alone time to talk. Ryuuto tells her that Kurose confessed to him but he rejected her. He explains that she started crying and he stayed with her. That's when someone took a picture. She thanks him for staying with her sister while she was crying and he asks her why she wasn't talking to him. She reveals that her phone was broken and is at the repair shop. The story can continue now since the mood has turned cringe again. Now when the couple arrive at Granny Seo's house, who is Runa's maternal grandmother, Runa requests Ryuuto to spend the remaining summer with her and suggests that they can get part-time job at Luna Marine. Ryuuto gets woken up by Runa and their summer together under the same roof starts. They work part-time at Luna Marine and spend their free time enjoying with each other. Ryuuto's mom also sends him his stuff, probably because she doesn't want a loser like him to come back. Ryuuto is a man of sheer will as he studies during his break while two Michiel Jordans try to flirt with Runa. Ryuuto displays balls of steel as he steps in to divert the conversation, and the two guys leave after learning that he is her boyfriend. The couple sits down and Runa tells him that all her friends have something they want to be, but her dream is to have a big family with the person she loves. Later, Ryuuto hears Runa panicking about not having any potatoes and says that she wanted to surprise Ryuuto with meat and potatoes. She says that she will go buy some and he says that he will go with her. They get the groceries and she holds his hand on the way back, which makes him lose it. He helps her prepare the meat and potatoes and she says that it feels like they are married, which makes him blush. She feeds him the meat and potatoes and he gives it a 10 out of 10. On the other side, Kurose's mom tells her that they should visit Granny Seo on the summer festival and tells her about how Runa brought a boy with her. Kurose says that she can't go because she has plans already and goes to her room. Ryuuto and Runa learn of this, assume that she must be avoiding them. Runa tells him about how she really cares for him and wishes that she can get along with her. She tells Ryuuto about how she can try being her friend first without anyone learning that they are sisters and all three of them can be friends. She calls her magnificent idea the Friendship Project. The next day, Mao hands Ryuuto his pay for working 2 weeks and reminds him that his second-month anniversary is today, so he should get Runa something good. On the way home, Ryuuto wonders what he should get her and one of the stalls catches his eye. He arrives to the house and sees Runa dressed up in a yukata and tells her that she looks cute. He also wears a yukata and they head to the festival where they enjoy all kinds of foods and games. Runa runs to a ring stall and doesn't find the ring with her birthstone. They walk back slowly and Runa starts crying about how she has already experienced all these things with other people. She tells Ryuuto that she wants to give him her first two and he consoles her by saying that she felt differently doing things with him, so that makes him happy too. He takes out the 2-month anniversary gift and it's the ring with her birthstone. He puts it on her finger and it makes her happy. The fireworks start and they use this chance to kiss. Summer vacation ends and they return back to school. Ryuuto notices Runa trying to approach Kurose and Kurose avoiding her. He asks his friends if they are free on Friday because he wants Runa to experience something new, so they should all go play airsoft. Runa brings her 2 friends Nicole and Akari too. Fujichi and Ren finally talk to a girl after a long time and their hearts aren't ready for the simulation. Fujichi, Ren and Nicole make one team and the couple plus Akari are on the other. Ryuuto guides Runa throughout the game and knocks out his friends. Nicole catches them off guard and Ryuuto gets knocked out while protecting Runa. Nicole and Runa remain at the end and Runa uses the power of love to defeat her. For the next game, Nicole cuts off her nails so she can shoot easily and she easily wins a 1 versus 5. Runa loses her earring and Ryuuto realizes that he never noticed how she always wore her earring. She ends up finding it inside her bag and they all go to get something to drink. The geeky yappers find out that Nicole and Akari are also like them. Nicole ends up sharing how she once dated a guy in 8th grade for 2 weeks and has still no gotten over him. Akari tells them how she likes tall guys and this makes Ijichi's heart flutter. They all leave and the couple continues their date. They fulfill the most basic requirement of an anime romance and ride a Ferris wheel. They end up kissing in the Ferris wheel. Ryuuto begins his journey to success by studying really hard so he can be a man worthy of Runa. He tries to escape before she sees him and is saved by his friend, Sekiya Shugo, who is taking a gap year and preparing for his college test. Shugo asks him about why he was acting so weird and Ryuuto tells him about Kurose. Shugo tells him that he will help him avoid Kurose in cram school so he can focus on studying. The teacher asks the class if anyone wants to join the cultural festival committee, and Kurose steps up. Runa also steps up so she can be friends with her. Akari follows Runa and steps up too, and Ryuuto is also forced to join and suggests Ijichi as a member so Ijichi can spend more time with Akari. Ryuuto, Runa and Kurose join the pamphlet making committee, and he tells them that the idea for this year is for the future. Runa asks Kurose about her hobbies and it turns out both have completely different preferences. Kurose has a similar taste to Ryuuto while Runa has a baddie taste. Later, Ryuuto tells Shugo about what's happening, and Shugo tells him about how he had a complete makeover in high school which made him popular with girls. He reveals that a girl liked him before he became popular and he dumped her after his glow up. The pamphlet committee starts their second meeting and the girls present their mock designs for the pamphlet. They both bring out the complete opposite design and Ryuuto decides not to show his design because it was similar to Kurose's. He informs the teacher about the conflict in opinion and she tells him to finalize it until the sports day. Ryuuto exits the train and encounters Kurose. Kurose explains how she wants to get along with Runa too, and Ryuuto realizes that she has a hard time expressing herself. The sports day begins and Ryuuto cheers Runa on. She ends up winning most of the races and even brings Ryuuto into the race during the scavenger hunt because she was told to bring someone she likes. Kurose joins the cheerleading team and tells Akari that she invited her mom to see her cheerleading. She sees Runa talking with her mom and runs off. The mom asks about where Kurose is and Ryuuto and Runa run off to look for her. Ryuuto finds her on the rooftop and she starts yapping about her mommy issues. She tells him that she still likes him so he shouldn't do anything to make her fall for her even more, and Runa overhears this. The publisher for the pamphlet arrives and Ryuuto is forced to choose between the two pamphlets. Runa tells him to give his honest opinion and he chooses the mature looking one, which is Kurose's. On the way back home, Runa starts talking about how Ryuuto should be dating Kurose as they have very similar preferences. She lets her insecurities take over and runs away after telling Ryuuto that they shouldn't talk for some time. Kurose recalls how Runa would always sacrifice her own happiness for Kurose's, and she says that she really wants Runa to be happy with Ryuuto. In school, Ryuuto overhears Runa talking very formally to someone on the phone and wonders if it's a guy or a girl. On the class duty with Nicole, she scolds him for not keeping her happy and for not handling things properly. While leaving school, Akari comes up to Ryuuto and says that she wants to talk about something. She tells him that Runa might have a sugar daddy because she saw him with an older guy and she had an expensive bag. He says that he trusts Runa but his worries get the best of him and he calls Shugo to ask for his help in discovering this sugar daddy. They arrive at the cultural festival and Akari tells him that Shugo was the one with Runa at that time. Ryuuto goes into shock as he thinks that Shugo might be one of Runa's exes. Shugo also gets shocked that Ryuuto's girlfriend is Runa. Shugo explains that he is not Runa's ex but he is actually the ex of Runa's friend. He reveals that his ex is Nicole and Ryuuto realizes that Shugo is the guy that Nicole likes. Shugo explains Runa only wanted to talk about Nicole because he dumped her when he had a glow up and she was the one who liked him when no one else did. He adds that Nicole used to be good girl before and turned into a baddie after he dumped her. Shugo says that he doesn't deserve her and Ryuuto says that there is always a way forward so he should meet her once if he still likes her. The Jichi and Ren rush inside and tell them that Nicole and Runa are being annoyed by some guys. Two guys try to flirt with Runa and Nicole and prevent them from leaving. Ryuuto arrives and takes Runa away. Shugo also follows suit and tells the guys that Nicole is his girlfriend. He apologizes to Nicole for being so late and she hugs him while crying. Ren accepts his loss after seeing Prince Charming and Ijichi decides that he will confess to Akari. However, Runa scolds him for trying to force his feelings on her without properly getting to know each other. This leaves Ijichi devastated and Runa tells him that Akari is very serious about dating, that's why she has never accepted anyone because she wants them to get to know each other better first. The two losers console each other and Ryuuto decides that he should talk to Runa. He runs off to look for her and finds her in the class. They talk about how things worked out for Nicole, and Runa says that people shouldn't avoid the person they like, otherwise it would be a waste of their youth. Ryuuto also tells her that life is very long and he wants to spend it all with her. Runa and Ryuuto go back to talking normally, and she tells him that Nicole plans to do it with Shugo tonight. She asks about Ajichi and Ren, and he tells her that they're going through a rough phase right now. The next day, Nicole comes to school looking dead and tells them that Shugo dumped her because he wanted to focus on his college entrance exams. Ryuuto and Ren overhear this, and Ren gets surprised to see her crying and she snaps at him. Ryuuto asks Shugo about it, and he explains that he noticed what Nicole wanted to do. He throws down words of wisdom and says that if things had progressed any further then he wouldn't have been able to study properly. He asks Ryuuto about how things are going for him, and Ryuuto explains that they have been distant since then, and on the other side Runa also vents to Nicole. Ryuuto says that he doesn't want to hurt Runa. Meanwhile, Nicole and Runa cry in each other's arms. On the way home, Ryuuto encounters Kurose and tells her that they shouldn't meet alone again. Kurose tells him that Runa would always sacrifice her own happiness, but she doesn't want her to do it this time either. They both go separate ways, and Ryuuto calls Runa for no reason. He hears Kurose scream and goes after her while Runa is still on call. Kurose had encountered a molester, so they went to the police station to report it, and she tells the police that she also lost the earring. Ryuuto tries to explain to Runa why he was with Kurose, but she tells him that they should meet because she also wants to say something. They meet up, and Runa tells him that they should break up without listening to anything he wants to say. They both recall all the moments they spent together, and Ryuuto starts crying. He tells her that he told Kurose that they should stay away from each other and he doesn't want things to end. They both cry out their insecurities and apologize to each other after hugging for a while. The whole drama is disturbed by a kid who hits him in the head. They reconcile and kiss each other again. He apologizes to her for not being able to help her in becoming friends with Kurose. She tells him that Kurose probably hates her and reveals that she gave Kurose the other earring she is wearing. She says that Kurose probably threw it away a long time ago. Ryuuto recalls that Kurose lost an earring, and he takes Runa to the place where she lost it. They find the earring, and he tells her that Kurose still cares about him a lot. The next day, Kurose wins an English composition award, and Runa cheers for her and calls her little sister in front of everyone. She announces that they are twin sisters, and Kurose takes her to the side to ask why she did this. Runa gives her the earring and expresses her feelings about how much she cares for her. They finally reconcile after many years and hug each other. While on a date, Runa asks Ryuuto what they should do on Christmas Eve. She says that she wants to do something, and his thoughts start to go haywire. She says that she wants to help him with Operation Wingman. She explains that she read a book in which two twins brought back their separated parents. She tells him that she wants to do the same, and Kurose has already agreed to this idea. She explains how they will make their parents meet without them knowing, and Ryuuto asks if he will be in the way. She tells him that her father is really busy these days and won't come out unless she introduces her boyfriend. Ajichi enters the class. Everyone gets shocked after seeing him without the fat. Akari finds him very hot and starts liking. They all tell her that she should ask him out if she really likes him, but she is too ashamed to ask him out after rejecting him. Nicole leaves the group, and Ren tries to approach her but gets the cold shoulder. Ryuuto witnesses the whole situation and thinks about how everyone is at the peak of their youth. On the day of Christmas Eve, Ryuuto gets very nervous after realizing that he will be meeting Runa's dad. Ryuuto and Runa arrive at the hotel, and their mom gets surprised. Runa and Kurose explain that they want them to celebrate like a family. Runa's father arrives with another woman and tells them that he plans to get remarried. Top G single-handedly destroyed the whole operation. Kurose and her mother try to console her, but it doesn't work. Ryuuto takes the traumatized Runa home, but she asks him to stay the night. Ryuuto's self-control runs low after seeing her face but tries to resist it. She insists and pushes him to the wall. Ryuuto lets his intrusive thoughts get the best of him, and he agrees to stay the night. He hugs her and realizes that she has a fever. He starts panicking and takes her to her room and attends to her. Simultaneously, Ren lets his stalker side take over and stands outside Nicole's workplace. He plans to ask her out but steps back at the last moment. Nicole runs off to find Shugo and tells him that she will keep waiting for her. She leaves after saying this, and Shugo catches up to her but only covers her with a muffler without saying anything. Ren decides to give up after seeing this. The next morning, Runa and Ryuuto give each other Christmas presents. Runa tells him that he is the man who makes her feel the happiest now, and she will accept her dad's happiness too. Later, Runa tells Nicole that Ryuuto didn't try to do anything even though they were alone the whole night, and Nicole asks her if she finally wants to do it with him. Runa gets confused about her own feelings, and Nicole tells her that she has fallen in love with Ryuuto for the first time. Runa gets happy that she was also able to give him her first time. Will they be able to stand the test of time, and will Ryuuto be able to become a man? Comment your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel for more content.